Hello, everybody, and no, you are not being mistaken. You are watching my YouTube channel, and this is Pastor Michael. I know, I know, it's been a very, very long time since I've uploaded, and I'd like to get into that right now. A lot has definitely changed since the last time from doing my series on depression. As you can see, I got a new haircut. But besides that, a lot has kind of gone on in my life, and I kind of want to give a little bit of an explanation to why I've been so absent from my channel for such a long time. When I originally started this, I knew that I wasn't going to have a lot of finances like cameras or kind of professional editing, but I knew that I just wanted to be able to take preaching the gospel on a different level from what I've currently been doing right now. Like I've said, I'm a youth leader at my church, and I've had the option to be able to speak into young people's lives before, and it's a blessing. But as I'm continuing to grow in ministry and continuing to take the steps that it takes to be a youth pastor one day, I want to be able to have as much practice and as much experience in giving the gospel as I possibly can. And I decided to take a break after doing my series on depression because I wanted time to really rethink a lot of the things that I was posting and really rethink a lot of the messages that I was going to do. Because as I said before, when I did this, I wanted each video that I did to have a purpose and a meaning. I didn't want to feel that I was just posting something to post something. And today, I have a message for you that I feel is definitely going to speak to your heart because it definitely has spoken to mine. My devotion today, I was reading through Ecclesiastes chapter 6 verse 9, and it says, "Let us not grow weary of doing good things, because later we will reap our reward." And I thought about personally for me kind of what that meant. If I feel like for a lot of us, for some of us that do speak into other people's lives and we're able to help make a difference and just be there for people, we'd always like to think that those people will be there for us eventually where we go through trials or tribulations. But I can imagine how someone must feel like when they deal with a certain tragedy or deal with a hard time in their life, and the friends that they thought would be there for them seem to be nowhere to be found. And I feel like that can be very discouraging, and that can be very not uplifting. Me personally, I felt that I'm kind of one of those people. I always like to try and look at myself or think of myself as a person who, whenever someone needs something, I'll always be there as much as I can. And I felt kind of with this part of my life where I dealt with this tragedy in my family, and I felt that that was such a hard thing for me to deal with and a hard thing for me to kind of face by myself. And it just kind of felt that a lot of people that I wish had kind of been there for me didn't really seem to be there. And it definitely was kind of a hard thing to do because it's just when you look at just how much you love people and you don't feel that you're getting that same amount back, it can be very discouraging, and it can kind of make you feel as if you're making a difference in anybody's life whatsoever. So what I feel is uplifting about that verse is it basically just says, don't give up on people. And truly it really is true. I mean, I think back to where my walk was when I first decided to rededicate my life with Christ. And if it hadn't been for the youth pastor that took time out of his schedule and took time out of his life to speak life into me, to check in on me and pray over my life, I would not be anywhere near to where I am right now. And I'd like you all to kind of think of it from that point of view. Wherever you might be or whoever you might be, take each opportunity that you feel you have as an opportunity to speak into someone's life, because as far as God could be using you in just the simplest things, whether it just be you at your workplace or paying for somebody's gas or buying somebody a meal. Anything that you can do can be a part of ministry where you can speak into somebody's life, you can show the love of God, and that can make a huge big difference without even realizing it. I was honestly surprised to see that just from doing one of my messages, like with one of my kids, I had one speak into my life and told me that just from seeing the example that I'm living for my life is inspiring for him in his walk with Christ. And it's just something as simple as that. It can definitely be discouraging when it feels like we're not really making an impact on people, but I like to think of it as this. I like to think of like when we speak into people's life as us planting a seed. We may not automatically see the seed start to grow and become a tree, but just from planting that seed, it's continuing to grow, and the more over time it's going to prosper, and you're going to see your reward for it. So I want you all to keep that in mind. I'm planning to have a lot more content for you, and I'm planning to start my blog eventually. But there is more to come. I'm going to keep you up with a blog coming up soon. Take care, God bless, and always have a wonderful day.